This is a CBS 4 Tropical Storm Eta update.
I'm Lauren Pastrana.
And I'm Elliot Rodriguez. I want to get you up to speed with the very latest on Tropical Storm Eta. We turn things over right now to our chief meteorologist, Craig Setzer, pulling an all-nighter.
Yeah, I'm going to try. So, guys, what we were afraid of, our big concern, which was widespread flooding, is really playing out. There's the wind element of this, but we're not going to have a hurricane here. So the main thing is going to be flooding, and it is ongoing, and it could get worse. The wind side of the equation is going to gradually settle down. Let's talk about what's going on tonight. The storm made landfall near just southwest of Isla Morada by about 6 miles at 11 o'clock this evening, and continues to move now to the west-northwest through Florida Bay there, and that's headed for the Gulf of Mexico. But we are on and have been now on the dirty side of the storm, which is basically the east and the north side of the storm. That's where all the bad weather has been. So let's talk about, because first off, everybody in Broward and much of Miami-Dade, basically north of Kendall, is in a flash flood warning until 5 a.m. and south of Kendall, basically Homestead, Cutler Bay, Palmetto Bay, Florida City, under the flash flood warning for about another half hour here. That may be extended. But let's zoom in. We're going to kind of do a little radar tour here, and we're going to start with the Keys. Now, here's the thing. The storm hasn't gotten much stronger. It hasn't gotten much better organized. It's trying to get better organized, and it's moving away now from the Keys. So I think the hurricane threat to the Keys is over. Certainly a tropical storm threat, but I think you folks in the Keys, you really made out good, because it looked like it was going to be really bad there, and now it doesn't look like it's going to be quite that bad, with the exception being in the upper Keys there. But what's happened is that the storm is now pulling away. It didn't intensify as quickly. We're thankful for that, but it is getting stronger, but it's not going to be a hurricane before it gets out of there, so that's good news. The concern, though, is mainly in the middle and upper Keys. Now you can see these bands here. They do have some very strong wind gusts with them, so when we say hurricane force winds, that's where it's blowing steady at 75 miles an hour with higher gusts. This is going to be the case where it's blowing steady at 40 to 50 miles an hour with higher gusts, maybe 60 to 70 miles an hour. So still some wind, and certainly some storm surge, because the wind is piling the water up there now on the island chain, and that's going to be a problem as we go through the night tonight and into tomorrow morning. Into South Dade there, you can see this band here. Now, very strong winds have been with this band here. It doesn't look like a lot on radar, but the wind has really been howling, especially through Homestead and Florida City. That is going to gradually wind down now, that wind that's been howling. It's still going to be gusty from time to time, but it's going to gradually come down. Now, after you get away from that more sustained wind, you get into this area here. This is a concern here, because this band is pretty much not moving away anymore. It's kind of locked itself in there, running from about Miami Beach across through Miami, downtown Miami, up through Little Haiti there. Also now Hialeah under the gun, Miami Lakes. And so this area is really going to be an area of concern for an increasing threat for flash flooding. It also includes parts of Miami Gardens there, Miami Springs, and down to MIA. So the rain is really going to pile up there, just because that band is not trying to pull away. It's just sitting there. And on up into Broward, maybe a little glimmer of hope here, because that one band that was moving through, it has skirted on into the Everglades, and we haven't seen it being replaced by another band. There has been some indication of some rotation in some of these storms here. There was one little storm that passed just to the north of downtown Miami there, had an indication of some rotation. Rotation is often a precursor for tornadoes. That has not been the case, thankfully. We haven't had any reports of tornadoes, and we haven't had any tornado warnings either, so that's good. In Broward County, there you can see for a moment just some light showers, but still the breeze blowing pretty good, but thankfully no more big rounds of rain coming. And kind of zooming out here to put the whole picture together. There you can see it. The Keys coming off, especially the lower Keys, better than expected, as expected, because we said this was going to be a big storm there. Miami-Dade and Broward kind of getting hammered. And really no expectation that it's going to improve until we get late tonight. My best advice is, if you don't have to be out, don't go out, because traveling in the dark in bad conditions like this is the worst. And if you go out tomorrow morning, be very, very careful, because there could be down power lines and flooded roads. And let's just everybody take our time. Don't have to rush through this. It's going to be out of here by later in the day today on Monday.
Craig, thank you. Miami-Dade County has seen squalls from Eta throughout the evening.
In fact, there's a flash flood warning in effect until 5 a.m. Let's check in right now with CBS 4's Jessica Vallejo. Jessica, is the rain picking up in Brickell right now?
Elliot, just moments ago, we actually had a very strong band come in here in Brickell. It was heavy rain and lots of wind, but right now, as you can see, it's pretty calm out here. However, do follow me over here. There are flooding now. Take a look right here. This is why officials urge you to be careful, because drainages like this have not been cleaned here in Brickell. And also, if you live in one of these condos, officials are urging you to please take in all your outdoor furniture, as again, the heavy rain and the wind is expected to pick up here in Brickell until 5 a.m. And another thing, we are under a flash flood warning, so you are driving out on these streets, take a look. Not much flooding yet, but they're still very wet and slippery. Officials urge you, if you can, don't come out here, and if you are driving, to drive with caution. Live here in Brickell, Jessica Vallejo, CBS 4 News Tonight.
Jessica, thank you. We'll be back with another live update at 2 a.m.
We leave you now with a look at there it is, the pier at Dania Beach. The wind and waves are battering the shoreline.